Hey guys, it's me bringing you my DLLA Season 4, Week 2, 3 match versus T Selecta. He's sitting 0-2, we're sitting 2-0. Yeah, so looking at the matchup, you can see the 6 he brought. Didn't bring Donphan, Drampa, Ferrothorn, Hawlucha, Cresselia. Really shocked about. More so Ferrothorn, Hawlucha. Thought Hawlucha late game could actually body me, but Season 6 I brought Venomoth. I wasn't gonna bring it just because, like, I don't know. I feel like with like grassy or not grassy, unburned Hawlucha, electric seed, it was just gonna revenge me. The Pex need a psychic at +1, assuming I had book, and might just even regularly if it's just death, but I could just haze it off. Scarf Coco was pretty viable versus me. There's a few things that made me not shy away from Venomoth. I originally did have it, but I changed it for Palosan, which on my layout actually has Heliolisk over him. I don't. It actually fixed that, but because I had a Heliolisk over Palosan. Anyway, I didn't bring Embor. I didn't think I had that great of a matchup, not with his defensive core of Toxapex, Ferrothorn, even Clefairy, because it was probably Fizz Def here. Avalugg, he didn't really have anything that made me want to bring him. The only thing I did have a deck for Hawlucha, but Avalanche doesn't even kill after he hits me, so no point. Isn't okay. Nihilego, I was close to bringing. I actually would have bodied him in this matchup. Would have absolutely annihilated his team. But he had a Ferrothorn with hard walled me. And I put in a ton of work with it. And then, like, Hawlucha again, being faster. Cresselia is eating up everything. I couldn't bring Nihilego here. But in this matchup in particular, I could have had super effective coverage versus everything on his team. Sludge Wave, Thunderbolt, Power Gym literally kills everything on his team, but really odd burning on his part, not having a Nihilego answer, considering it's literally #1 kill leader as of right now. Even after week 3 it is. I didn't even bring it this week, but it's fine. But and then Heliolisk last. I did originally have it, but I figured I wanted Palosan for the Kogo, which I knew was going to be physically offensive, or I assumed so. And Heliolisk didn't really do too much to Ferrothorn, and like Cryogonal would eat up stuff, but I actually predicted Ferrothorn Hawlucha over Cryogonal and Clefairy. Clefairy I knew was actually a very valid choice here, but I wasn't 100% on it, but Cryogonal I really didn't expect, but it's okay versus me, I guess. I have a Scizor, but my team is a pretty fast Mew with Psychic Roost, Calm Mind, Flamethrower. I want to Calm Mind over Nasty Plot because it means I set up and I can 1v1 stuff like Chandelure and Cress a bit better. And even like Clefairy to an extent, if it's like Calm Mind, I guess. But and if it opted to be Special Go-Go, then I would manage that better. But it's primarily for Chandelure, so Scarf Chandelure couldn't revenge me, and I had enough speed for Specs. So this is probably my win con. I win with it if either primarily I just need Aerodactyl dead, and I win the game with it because Coco just like doesn't even do 50% with the variant I'm expecting. Just max attack, wild charge, and electric train just not to attack me because I'm really defensive too. But I ended up maxing out on Scizor, just max HP, max attack. I did not need speed here whatsoever. Storage Dance, Bullet Punch, Knockoff Roost. This is another win con, less so if Chandelure gets weakened and Pex. If it gets a bit weakened, like +6 knockoff does a decent job. It still doesn't mean Oko for the record, but still, I am Max Spadef, Calm, Whimsicott with Moonblast, Defog, Encore, Leech Seed. I was Max Spadef because it helped me pivot in on Drampa a bit safer. I can take Chandelure Shadow Balls pretty easily. If you opt me to go Special Coco, then it also helped versus that. But, you know, wanted Encore specifically for like Tox effects and Clefairy. Defog to get rid of stuff, obviously, and then Leech Seed for my health back. Next one is Taunt Roost Noivern with Heavy Duty Boots. Enough speed for I can check. Enough speed for because it has enough speed for max speed Jolly Hawlucha. That'll come into play later, but basically Taunt Roost beats X. It can beat. Well, it just beats its defense, of course. It beats Pharaoh. It beats freaking the Toxapex. It's primarily there for Toxapex, but it can help versus Pharaoh too, because it's not getting OHKO'd by Flame. And if you want to get rocks up, then you could. And if like Whimsicott's dead, I can't get rid of them. Or like even like Spikes would be good. But yeah. So then my next one is Sharpedo. Primarily my breaker here. Crunch, Psychic Fangs, Liquidation, Protect. I wanted Liquidation as a stronger move versus stuff like the Coco and the Clefairy, primarily just them two in particular. Otherwise, Crunch, Psychic Fangs covers pretty much everything, and also gave me away to Oko Aerodactyl, pretty much, I think. I'm 240 Jolly, it's enough speed for Adamant and Hawlucha. And then my last one's Palossand with Earth Power, Shore Up, Skill Swap, Toxic, Max Defense Bold. She's primarily here for Hawlucha because then, you know, he would hit me with the Acro at +2, wouldn't kill me. I Skill Swap, now he doesn't have his Burden. And now Noivern can outspeed, even Sharpedo may outspeed, and if it doesn't, then I can just protect and then outspeed 100%. But, Skill Swap also made me, which this is actually what I was really hoping for, too, because if he brought Clefairy, then, it basically meant that I would then have Magic Guard, and if he was Toxic or something, or if he brought Crest then too, with like Toxic, he couldn't, because I would then have the Magic Guard, so I wouldn't be affected. Obviously, if I swap down, then I get Water Compaction back, but here should be nice because if I can Skill Swap away a Toxic Clefairy, then I'm gonna wait until it's like doing like 80% minimum. So then he's gonna like basically he can't stay in, and Clefairy's basically dead, which means Sharpedo could put in a bit more work. Because Sharpedo could put a ton of work here, but very physically defensive is gonna be the problem. And then I didn't have Rocks this match, which comes into play a lot this match for the record, because I have like this seems not very particular. It's just dual setup, Breaker, then like 2 defensive Pokemon, and then Noivern. I don't know what Noivern really is considered, but it's just Stall Breaker. But yeah, so looking at this matchup, I'm glad not to see Hawlucha, because it means that I'm a lot less pressured to keep something like Palossand alive. But lead preview, I decided to lead my Palossand. I knew either a Clefairy or Go lead was probable. He could also lead Aerodactyl if he wanted to. Palossand basically covered everything. So now I'm just gonna Toxic turn 1. And also, because in the case he isn't Magic Guard, then it beats that. But Toxic on this means when I Skill Swap, it's gonna take a chunk. And it covered against the swap into like Cryogonal if you wanted to do that. Here I just started throwing off the Earth Tower, just 28, which would be else he's Fizz Death, which is what I expected. But and Toxic here on the off chance he wants to go Cryogonal. I didn't actually predict it, I was just covering it. I Earth Power again. He Moonblast again, doesn't really matter. Again, Toxic's starting to rack up potential. He's probably going to protect. I guess that was a bit risky in case I crit, but Death Drop's actually annoying because he's less inclined to stay in then. So, you know, I shore up here, get my health back. Again, I think he probably would have stayed in if I hadn't got this Death Drop, but it's a bit annoying. But the Crocodile comes in. I have a Scizor, so I'm not worried about this thing. He goes for the knockoff, so that's good on his tech part. It's good tech on his part, because now my leftovers knockoff. That's my swap in health. Yeah, obviously, I still have Rouge, so I'm not too worried. But double out to Mew on the Pex. Pex was really obvious, and like I didn't want T-Spikes up if he had him. Here, I just click Psychic because there's no reason to predict. If I Calm Mind and just there's no reason to predict there. Calm Mind is just too early for that. It's turn 11. I don't need to Calm Mind yet. Chandelure comes in. I realized that I don't really have a swap in very much, so I realized Whimsicott can take it if he's timid. Moss is doing a chunk, but like that was modest damage. But I count for Moss. I knew I could probably live it. The best Death Drop basically means I'm probably gonna have to sack something because, you know, I get Death Drop there for the next Shadow Ball, no kills. So here I'm forced to swap out back to Noivern. This really reveals he's modest. So here I just roost the off chance he swapped, and he swapped. So I guess I don't know what he was worried about, to be honest. I revealed that I was boosted because I didn't take. But I don't know what he was scared of there. But I saw Clefairy. Maybe he just wanted his health back on Clefairy and didn't want to allow something in like Shark. But I mean, you still check Shark is my thing. But it's fine. But yeah, I'll play with Clefairy. I get my Roost off, which is really nice. I need to make sure that Chandelure doesn't come in. But this is where the problem with not having rocks is because Chandelure can instantly come in, or something like Aerodactyl can come in. Like they can come in just really safely. The bigger one was Chandelure, obviously, but because Chandelure would come in constantly and pressure me with Shadow Ball. But there's a Wish here, it doesn't really matter. And here, this thing I just off an Earth Power again. I am a bit low on Earth Powers, but now I have to predict the Quagonal and Toxic. I guess it was. I think it was more of a coverage move, and he actually made the play. So now Toxic on Quagonal is really good. I can go into my Scizor. Actually, no, I predicted him to predict the Scizor. So he just knocks again, which he didn't. I now realize that. Okay, he's not really making a play, unless that was his play, but I think if you're going to predict the Payless and stay in, you freeze dry, or Ice Beam, whatever Ice Beam you have. But again, I Earth Power on the Chandelure, because I feel like if you get Chandelure in there, you get a kill, quite literally. There is no chance that you don't get a kill. So I figured he wanted to maintain the pressure with Chandelure, but up to not, he just opted to knock. That's fine. Here I just got my Scizor on the freeze dry, he gets a crit, doesn't really matter. I just roost off the damage. I get into my Whimsicott here. Cover T-Spikes, it really covers everything. Now I get a free Defog off, or, yeah, I was gonna say, free Defog. He's second T-Spike up. I just leave C here, because he's probably staying in. Wait swap, but he doesn't get the burn there, which is actually really good. But here I can just Defog away that T-Spike again. I'm worried about running out of Defogs, not right now, but with the pressure of Stealth Rocks and T-Spikes, eventually I might have to just run out of Defogs, but you can definitely tell this is going to be a longer match. But just like Pex Clefairy versus Whimsicott, Payless Sand primarily. And then, well, I guess it's like Scizor, Payless Sand, Whimsicott versus Clefairy, Toxapex, Cryogonal. That's the bigger one. But here, I predict him just to Wish. Even if he rocks up, it doesn't really matter. He basically either he wishes or he rocks. Even Moonblast didn't really matter, but I just defog away the rocks. But throws off a Wish, doesn't matter. I knew he would definitely not click Protect there. He had no reason to. I honestly didn't think he'd swap there, but because your Clefairy's at 40, you want your health back, so I just decided to Encore. Obviously, he's now logged into Encore. He's forced to swap. I just throw off the Leech Seed? Yeah, I just throw off the Leech Seed on whatever's coming in. Noivern basically is fine here. I didn't want to stay in there. I was gonna make an aggressive play and taunt, but again, he's already shown that he doesn't predict. So, and here he goes stuff up rocks. So basically, at this point, I'm just kind of getting outplayed. But well, I wouldn't say I was played, but it's pretty even as of right now. But obviously, he gets up on his rocks. That's fine because I'll just be able to defog them away. My Scizor's in. The Fairy can't. Okay, so I can agree with the protect, except I could have been SD, which is my problem with that. But again, I just double out of my Scizor again. So here I think I still was in. I just raw roost because there's no reason to predict the roost, to predict the protect, because ultimately Pegs just kind of come in afterwards anyway. So I just go hard when they come up. Here I just defog again, and again this Chandelure pressure is too much. Here I actually do predict the flamethrower properly and go Scizor, because I had 2 Shadow Ball swap-ins at this point because both of these took them. I don't remember if Scizor took them. I think so, which is anyway. I'm pretty sure Scizor took it, which is why, or it was something like that. I don't think Scizor took it, to be honest, but I know Whimsicott did. I knew he was gonna predict Whimsicott more so than anything. So I got my Noivern. Here, yeah, I just throw off Hurricane. Yeah, it covered him staying in and stuff. Hurricane was just relatively safe. I was saying primarily because I didn't want to double and him flamethrower again because I didn't have a good swap for it outside of Noivern. So I just make the safe play in Hurricane. Here I taunt because I did not think he was ever going to Moonblast there. He gets the Wish Off. Now Clefairy's down to 52, which is really good. I go to Mew on the Pex. I didn't necessarily predict Pex there. It's just Mew covered everything because he was obviously just going to Moonblast, and it wasn't toxic. So, and since he was T-Spikes, I didn't think he'd be T-Spikes toxic, but Toxic, so this is just 100% safe. Here I start Calm Minding. I know that Koga doesn't do too much to me, so he goes Aerodactyl there. I don't keep Calm Minding because there's no reason to, because ultimately I can just Psychic, chip down something with that, and I didn't want to make an aggressive play into like Chandelure and tricking me or something, which Trick would actually be a really bad play because then I have to outspeed you. Something like Noivern checks you, so it would be a really bad play, but Psychic just kind of covered everything. So he goes as hard Aerodactyl. He gets a special defense drop. It doesn't really matter. But here I know I live a Crunch. I know I live a Stone Edge. I almost predicted Stone Edge. I figured he'd have Crunch, but he didn't have to have Crunch. Therefore here just I stay in. He does Edge, so I figure he doesn't have Crunch because he edged there. But here I think I actually. No, I roosted again because it was my safest play. As he reveals the Crunch, so now I'm forced to swap. I got my Scizor, which is just relatively safe. It's not going to take too much from Aerodactyl. He scared on the Bullet Punch, so I double out of my Mew. Again, I'm just maintaining pressure with the Mew, which is what I was trying to do. I thought off a Psychic because, it just kind of got me a kill. Because ultimately, Coco couldn't really do much damage to me. Basically, the U-turn showed that he wasn't banned. It did show he was max attack, though. So, Wild Charge is like 49 maximum for max attack. So, again, Psychic to cover everything. It didn't allow him a hard Aerodactyl. It didn't allow him a hard Chandelure. Now Chandelure's at 9%. Therefore, it dies like Bullet Punch. It's just a lot easier to manage now. And even if Coco came in, I just roosted off damage. So, turn 45 with a kill for the record, but. Here, I'm forced to swap out. I go my Whimsicott, I believe. Yeah, because I knew he wouldn't flame there, not when I just went in Wyvern last time. But Shadow Balls, Whimsicott obviously eats that. Here, I think I just Leaf Seed on swap. Yep, I do. I figured Clef was coming in, but again, I'm not concerned about Clef. So, here I got my Scizor. He protects, doesn't really matter. I just raw Bullet Punch because I didn't want. I didn't want him going like, I don't know. I just raw Bullet Punch because he knows I have it, so it's not like I'm hiding something. But he gets his rocks up. The rocks are nice, okay, but he does have a Wish there into his Cryogonal. I just shore up and get my health back, even though I'm relatively high. It's just I didn't want him Moonblasting there and doing a chunk. So obviously I short him for 20%. It's not huge, but Cryonicus gets his health back. It doesn't matter. I have a Scizor, so again I double out on my Noivern here, which I can't get with that knockoff play. I think that was too aggressive. Like it didn't give you anything out of the turn if I stayed in, because I either A, Bullet Punch or B, roosted, and again that didn't get you anything out of the turn. I'm like, and even if you're predicting a swap, I guess he predicted a swap into Mew, which I guess made sense, and he didn't want to let up the pressure, but I was never going Mew there. Like, whatever. He knocks off the Noivern. Obviously, I'm forced out here, so I'm just going to go back to my Scizor. Scizor's perfectly fine here. Like, I'm not concerned about Clefairy. I knock off because I predicted Pex, but then I realized I actually didn't want to knock off Pex, but I Bullet Punch in case he helps to get saucy and stay in. But Scizor's a bit low, but I know I can still recover perfectly fine on Clefairy and Dogs Vex even if I needed to. But Whimsicott, I defog away the rocks. I get Scizor in. Again, this is where I get my free roost. Again, I get a free roost on Clefairy pretty much every time because it's non-fire move. He throws a T-Slag, I just defog away, and you see my defog is getting not low, but 18 out of 24. A fourth of them's gone already, so I lead seed. I just defog away that Spike and throws off a Wish. He swaps Cryogonal. I Encore him into Wish. Down to 6 Encores. Again, I'm not concerned about Encore right now, but I free tries on Scizor. IPP. Again, no reason to predict. Until he gives me a reason to predict, I'm not going to predict. That's my thing. At least 2 minutes doesn't really matter. I defog away the G-Spike. It's turned 72 and still no one's dead for the record, but Koga's obviously at 100%. I know he's physically offensive, so Pelesan infinitely walls this thing. Chandelure comes in. I predict Flamethrower. Do I? Oh, no, I just like hard predict Flamethrower there. Yeah. He gets for Shadow Ball for the record, and this forces a kill. Well, no, it doesn't. I guess go Chandelure, but no, I just go Whimsicott. I mean, I hard predicted Flamethrower there. That was really poor play on my part, because if that killed, it was a wrap. But I got my Whimsicott here. I know I need Shadow Ball, so I think I went Mew just because I knew I'd live Shadow Ball, even if he went for it. But even in hindsight, that was still kind of a bad play. Just ultimately, because if I got crit, there was literally a wrap. I could not win it with crit, I don't think. Well, maybe with Taunt Noivern, but still, if I got crit there, it was over. But so it was a bit, but if he flamed there, I got a lot out of the turn. So, Moonblast on the Clefable. Here, I think, or not Clefable, but Fairy. Here I go hard Mew because he's definitely not Moonblasting, and even with special, even if he Moonblasts, he has a special attack drop. So ultimately, it's not gonna matter. So I guess it didn't kill me, but here I actually hard predicted air. I knew I hard predicted Aerodactyl there. I knew he was gonna make an aggressive swap on the Roost. He'd either go Chandelure or he'd go Aerodactyl. So I raw Psychic and obviously catch the Aerodactyl coming in. And now Aerodactyl was dead. There was no free swap, and I knew even with rocks up and me being 15% after Stealth Rock, I still got a free recover on 2 of his members. Maybe even Cryogonal. I don't think so. It would knock off, but so you get the point. Like I still get free roost, and it's not like Clefairy and Toxapex aren't coming in. They're constantly coming in. So I'm pretty much free to get my roost off with Mew still. And as I said before, Mew can easily win if that's if Aerodactyl is gone, because again he's gonna have crunch pressure, and then crunch into Wild Charge can't kill me. Koga Wild Charge doesn't do crap. So now I realize that I actually have a win con now because I made that play. It's a good play on my part, to be honest, but not to sauce myself up or anything. But you know. He always brings in a Chandelure here, and this does force a kill because Whimsicott's at 48. And yeah, it just forces a kill. So you know, actually no, it doesn't. That's where I was talking about Scizor, but because Scizor covered, I don't know why you flamed there for the record. I think Shadow Ball's 100% your play. Flame got you a kill, but Shadow Ball also got you a kill. Like, because now I get to go into Pale Sand afterwards. And I guess he, like, I don't know whether he predicted this or not, but it was a good play on his part, I guess. But not 100% on the Flamethrower play. I think Shadow Ball is probably slightly better. Because, like, basically I didn't have to bring in Scizor, you have pegs. I don't know, it was just a good play on his part, I guess. But, I lose my Scizor. Scizor doesn't really matter at this point. Like, it killed Chandelure, it killed Diagonal, but it wasn't breaking through pegs. And he was not gonna let me SD to bullet punch the Go-Go. You know, he has a whole, literally 100% Dox effects. So, here, I know the Clefairy's coming in, but no, I do make the aggressive double. I thought it just stayed in, but also I noticed that he's down to 7 wishes for the record. But here I make the double into Mew, and I get the Calm. I get the Roostoff, and this is where the Calm Mind shenanigans come into play. Because again, this is why I was Calm Mind, because I was not gonna let Scarf Chandelure do enough damage to me. Cryogonal, I don't get that play whatsoever. Like, you knock me off, that doesn't matter. I don't need my leftovers to still beat your entire team. As you can see, that is 43. Again, I knew that would do that much, so... at that point, I just killed Coco, because I knew even after, with this much special defense, against +3, I still have just a Chandelure's Shadow Ball. Unless you crit me. And the problem was, if you crit me, it was probably a wrap. But he had to fish for the crit here, because my Scizor's dead, which is my answer to Clefairy. So my answer to Clefairy is Cryogonal. Not Cryogonal, but it's Pale Sand. But then you just go your Cryogonal and get a freeze dry kill. So, like, I don't know, I think it was probably a wrap if I get crit here, but he has to go for it too, and he knows that. Because the Shadow Ball does not crit me, and I'm just gonna raw Psychic, because there's no reason for me to play anything other than that, because if I roost, then it literally just gives him another chance to crit, and I'm not gonna let him have another chance to crit. And here I just roost because it needs, you know, Cryogonal. But here I just Psychic. Leaves him down to 1%. That doesn't really matter. I just Calm Mind again, just so I don't have to deal with this crap. I Psychic, it does 49. But, like, I chose not to reveal it just in case we play playoffs, or we play. I'm pretty sure we play in later season. I guess I guess that's why I didn't reveal Flame. Flame probably killed, but it didn't really matter. He couldn't win this point, so I just Calm Mind. He gets a freeze, which I guess. There you go. He rapid spins to get the freeze, the boost, I guess, to outspeed Noivern and such. I agree with that play, but that's recover stalling, which he knows what he's doing, but I wish I could on thaw too, that'd be cool. But and then I just get cover stalled. And my Mew wins the game. Like, as I said, if I got rid of the Aerodactyl, then I won the game with Calm Mind Mew, because, like, he couldn't stop CM. That's the problem. His play was to go Chandelure, I guess, and trick me, but then you lose your offensive pressure. So, I don't know what he was supposed to do there, to be honest. But obviously, we didn't hack him this time. If anyone got hacked, it was technically me, but just because of the freeze. But it was a pretty clean match in general. Yeah. I prepped pretty good here, just because I knew I was conditioned enough, which is, you know, good. I'm pretty sure we always play regular season again, but later on. But you know, next week we face. I have no clue. So basically, in our division, it's divisions of 4. Top 2 make playoffs, and currently our division is 3-0, 3-0, 0-3, 0-3. So it's me and Mythlo 3-0. I think he's ahead of me by like 1 differential point. And then it's T Selecta and whoever I faced week 2, Lord Nobody, in bottom 2. So, I don't remember who's lower in that case, but, yeah. So, we pull out a W here, and, yeah, and hopefully we continue this win streak. We definitely should have lost versus Nobody, but, got a bit lucky there, but it's unfortunate, but you hate to see it. Yeah, and I will see you guys whenever week 4 goes up.